Of the Treasurer's Office report from Sister Lourdes. Maria Lourdes de Guzman.
Parang hindi ako yan. Ako ba yon? Hindi, ano? Alin ang next? Ito? Okay. Okay, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. So, after that report from our president, I think you all share with me, no, that's too big a shoe to fit. No, Habi has been very, very diligent in discharging his role. Kami yung napapagod. Hating gabi na, nagme-message pa siya. Anyway, for my part, I'll give you an overview of our finances. No? So, as everyone knows, Sangguniang Laiko ng Pilipinas is a legal entity. We are registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. We're also registered with the Bureau of Internal Revenue. And we have tax-exempt activities and we have taxable activities. So that's the overview. So I'll be presenting audited financial statements for 22, 23, and 24. But for 25, it will be the 7 months results of operations because we have not completed 2025 yet. And that's the latest report that was presented and approved by the Board of Directors. So that's the one I'll be presenting to the General Assembly. So as an overview again, just to recall, to put into context, so that you'll have a better appreciation of the numbers you will see later, so we all know what is Sangguniang Laiko. I won't read it. I'm sure you can all see it on your screens, and you've seen it in the numerous posts by Brother Javi. So we are under the CBCP, and our commitment is to form and empower lay Catholics. So for our vision, we all saw this, no? Towards this convention, Brother Javi did a trip down memory lane, no? So we've seen it from when it started and then to where we are, and these are our vision statements. And the reason why I'm showing that is just to put into context the numbers you will see later. Kinakabahan na ba kayo? Hindi naman, maganda naman. Okay. Just some financial highlights. Okay. So, for our total assets, bakit wala yung year? Ayun. So, for 2022, our total assets, it's 7.8 million. In 2023, it's 8.7 million. In 24, we are at 7.7 million. And for 7 months in 2025, we are at 8.144 million. So for the assets, 2 million of that will be cash. And we have 5 million worth of PLDT shares donated to LICO many, many years ago by a donor that I haven't seen in the records yet, but I'm sure God knows who that donor is. So that's about 6. So we have 2 million for other assets, including the building. We have a LICO building, and we have furnitures and fixtures, and we have some miscellaneous assets. So for the liabilities, in 22, it's 621,000. In 23, it's 645,000. In 24, it's 614,000. I'm just rounding it up. And in 2025, this is 7 months. This is 914,237.61. So for the 7 months total liabilities, 800 of that are refundable deposits. Refundable deposits are the advance payments made by the tenants of our building in LICO. So that's 800. 100 is about the mandatory contributions that we need to pay to SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth for our employees. So for the expenses, in 22, it's at 1.1 million. In 23, it's down to 950,000. In 24, it's at 1.346 million. And in 25 for 7 months, it's 2,035,000. So I'll show the details later. Okay. Just to give an overview, so as I said, we have a LICO building that was donated to us, and we're renting out the ground floor and the third floor, and we're using the second floor for our office. So we are 100% occupied. We make monthly 316,000, that's for the rental. And for the current leases, we have 589,000 refundable deposits. The rest, as I said earlier, we have about 800 in the balance sheet. The rest are for previous tenants that have yet to claim the refunds. Okay. Just to show where we are, the board approved the budget for 2025, and the actual for 7 months is shown under the actual column. So on the revenue side, which includes the rental and the donations we received, we are 48% achieved. That's actually below target, because for 7 months, I think we should have achieved at least 60%. But for administrative expenses, if the ratio is lower, that is good, right? We provided for administrative expenses for 2.8 million, for example. Our actual is only 980,000. For office operational expenses, the budget is 981,000, and the actual is only 488,000. For organizational expenses, dito papasok yung mga meetings ng board. We budgeted for 479,000 and our actual is 113,000, so 24% utilized only. For programs, projects, and activities, the budget is 1.2 million and we have spent so far 318,000. That is excluding this event because we have yet to summarize the expenses from this event. Although, if I recall it right, the budget submitted by our convention chair, where is Brother Albert, we're supposed to net receipts, no? Meaning the collection of registration fees will exceed the projected expenses for this event, primarily because this is UST, and he was able to, I think, negotiate good discounts. So we're only 26% as far as programs, projects, and activities are concerned, utilized. And for other expenses, we provided for 280,000 and we've spent only 14,000. So that's the overview. Okay. So this is just to show the distribution of the total budget for full year 2025 that the board approved. I think we approved it in January. Tama pa, Brother Javi? January, no? So, can you see the colors? Kita naman? No? Yung statutory contribution, those amounts relate to the amounts we paid to SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, yan yung para sa mga contribution for our employees. That is, and then for salaries and wages and other benefits, it's 32% of the total budget that we approved. And then employee benefits, that's 618,000. For taxes and licenses, it's 385,000, or 7% of the total budget we approved. 21% pertains to expenses for conferences and conventions. Kasi we don't always net receipts, no? We don't always collect more than what we spend. That's why we have to allocate 1.2 million in the event we hold conferences and conventions, and we're unable to collect everything. So for seminars and meetings, it's 479,000. Diyan papasok yung when we do our annual planning meeting. So we have some expenses. So and then the next one is office operational expenses. Yun yung mga, yung binabayaran natin for janitorial, yung mga utilities, diyan papasok sa office operational expenses. And then professional fee is 3%. Yan yung we pay an outsourced accountant to maintain our books, to do the filings, because we have a taxable transactions and there are VAT returns to be filed, income tax returns to be filed, and those are accounted for separately. Okay, so to give an overview, as you all know, we launched a fundraising program. Lahat ba kayo nakabili ng ticket? Yes? Lahat meron? Kasi excited na kami. Kami yung excited. Okay, so our target was 5 million gross proceeds. It's for the 500 booklets at 10,000 per booklet. What we projected was we allocated 2 million for prizes and incentives. But we didn't spend that much. No, we only spent 845,000 for the Toyota Vios, the 3 e-bikes, 2 e-bikes, and 3 mountain bikes. So 845,000 yung actual. And then we're proposing actually this is Brother Habi's idea, no, if we could have a coffee table book. But of course, it's up to the next board because we need to include the documentations for this 75th year celebration. So we're allocating 1 million for that project. And then for this event, we initially budgeted 1.5 million expenses. Kasama siya dun sa project namin. That's why we launched a 5 million fundraising. But the proposal from the convention chair is we will be able to recover most of the expenses from the registration fees. So thank you everyone for paying the registration fees. And we'll have a little cash receipt pa after all expenses, subject to final submission by Brother Albert. And then for regional conferences, we budgeted 500,000. Yan. So, yan lang yung but just to update everyone, no, yung actual ticket sales natin, as of last Wednesday, we were at 2.2 million. So that's not even 50% of our target. But as of today, as reported by our auditor, thank you, Sister Nancy, kasi the board decided na dapat yung cut-off natin is earlier. But since we only got like less than half, when we were about to start the convention, we agreed that we will still accept payments, we will still allow ticket sales, provided our auditor will be the one to validate that those tickets that will be included in the raffle were actually paid for. So as of today, now, our actual ticket sales is 2.7 million. So that's at least more than 50% of our target. Pag gusto niyo pang bumili, meron pa dun. Okay, so I said earlier we can see the breakdown of the actual expenses for 2025, which you must have noted is a bit higher compared to 24 and 25. But I think you're already guessing, no? We did so many activities as presented by the President earlier. Kami yung napagod sa dami ng mga activities, conferences, collaborations that Brother Javi proposed to the board. So the actual is, this is as of end July. For other admin expenses, it's 590,000. So it's 29% of the total expenses. For statutory contribution, it's 87,000. Salaries and wages is 34% of total expenses, so that's 687,000. Employee benefits is at 86,000 or 4% of total expenses. For taxes and licenses, it's 91,000. Conference and conventions, we budgeted, if you noted earlier, we budgeted a higher amount, but our actual so far is 191,000. That means for the conferences and conventions reported by the President earlier, our net expense is only 191. So for the we were able to collect or recover some of the expenses from registration fees. For seminars and meetings, it's 182,000, and then professional fee is 119,000. This is a bit higher because we have additional requirements from the government, no, for the taxes and licenses that we pay. I'm sure you all know that every year we need to pay for our taxes and licenses to be able to continue operating with our lease for our LICO building. So this is 24. I only have a limited time, so I'll just show you the graph. So basically, this is just the graph to show the consistency of how we spend every year. So you will note that more or less, that's how we spend what we collect. So, okay, next. Okay, where do we get funds? No, as I said, from the rental income, and we also collect membership fees. Alam nyo naman lahat yun, no? How much by monthly? How much is our monthly membership fee? Huh? Monthly, how much? Huh? Huh? Oh, you pay annual. Oh, sige, magkano yung annual? 2,000 per month, di ba? Per year. Okay, so 2,000 per year. All right. Chine-check ko lang. So, we have 54 national day organizations as members. So, on the status of payment, this is as of October 13. Please note ha, kasi baka mamaya may mga humabol, hindi ko pa yun na-capture dito. So, 47% of the 54 are in goods, are with arrears, no? In good standing is 53%. At least it's more than 50%. When I said good standing, meaning walang arrears, updated. Okay. As Brother Javi mentioned earlier, we have new joiners in 2024 and 2025. So we have Prayer and Life, Emmaus, and Confraternity. So just to recognize the fully paid NLOs, but again, this is as of October 13. So please pardon if your names are not here because today is already October 25. Right. I won't dwell too much on that. All right. So just to thank all of you for updating your dues. This one, we will not go through this. Okay. For the Archdiocesan and Diocesan Councils of the laity, this is also as of October 13. So we have 42% in good standing and 58% with arrears. So, calling on the Archdiocesan and Diocesan Councils, mas malaki kasi yung with arrears kesa dun sa good standing, no? So, baka lang nakakalimutan ng DCL or ni Bishop. So, we have reactivated memberships. Yan yung kakaikot ni the Brother Javi. We have reactivated some councils. We also have a new member, Diocese of Pagadian. Papalakpak ba kayo? Thank you. Okay, but just a background, I don't know if the fathers and bishop, no, I don't know if I captured it correctly. We have 16 archdioceses, 51 dioceses, 7 apostolic vicariates, 5 territorial prelatures, and a military ordinariate. So the target is 79. Target that we will be able to reach and will be a part of LICO. Total is 79. So as shown earlier, we have to date 59. So we are what? 75%. No? We have 25% more to reach out to for the new board. If my numbers are right. But for the NLOs, we don't have the numbers because as we know, the NLOs are based on charism. So syempre, we cannot predict how the Holy Spirit will influence the NLOs to reach out to LICO and be part of this national lay organization. So we'll just wait for them. Okay, so this one we will not take up. We'll look at the fully paid diocesan and archdiocesan and diocesan councils. Just to recognize, if it is not updated as of October 25, this is as of October 13. So, Pardon if we're unable to include you if you remitted yesterday or today. This one we won't take up because it could have been updated. All right, for the expenses, just a background for the reasons for the unusual increase. So, the statutory contribution increased. I think we all know that. Tinaasan ng SSS, PhilHealth, and HDMF yung table of contribution. And so we had to pay additional contributions. And for employee benefits, those are for mandated increased contributions. Salaries and wages, we granted merit increase, primarily due to the inflation rate. For taxes and licenses, as I mentioned earlier, there was an adjusted valuation provided by the government. So tumaas din yung ating rate ng tax that we paid to the Manila government. All right. So for conference and conventions, we had increased activities primarily in relation to the Synod on Synodality recommendation to reactivate lay involvement. And there was no budget that we used in 2023. So we had cost recovery and minimal expense items for 2024. So if you recall, yung graph no expenses higher yung 24 than 23. But you must have noted the President's report, no, the number of conferences, conventions, and collaborations that this board for 2 years participated in. So for seminars and meetings, the same is related to conference and conventions. And for professional fee, there's just an unusual item because we acquired a Rolly software services accounting system. We already had that many years ago, but we relaunched an upgraded version and paid additional expenses of 40,000 so that we will be able to generate on a more timely basis our monthly report. So the board can see it every time there's a quarterly meeting. But we're still in the process of aligning the manual reports and the output from Rolly. That's why we had to present July when we're now in October. And we also incurred retirement pay amounting to 656,000. We retired one of our employees. We used to have 3 full-time permanent employees. So one is now retired, and the total retirement pay in accordance with the DOLE is 656,000. So that was expensed because the amount of contribution to the retirement fund was not enough to cover the benefits that's due to the employee. Okay, so if you notice also, there was a decline in our assets, no? Because we also paid WEGEN, which is the solar system that is being used by LICO for our rented space. So we paid 894,000, and then for all the conferences and seminars and conventions that the board had participated in or initiated in 2024, our net expense is 291,000. We were unable to recover from registration fees against expenses, 291,000. Okay, just the background on the WEGEN because that's a large payout, no? The board formed a special committee to study the solar system that we're using for our rental space. That was headed by Brother Dan from the Diocese of Imus. Wala siya, no? Wala. Okay. So based on the recommendation, it is beneficial to LICO that we prepay because we used to pay monthly. So we used to amortize it monthly. The recommendation was to prepay the balance, and so we save 1.2 million starting this year until 2033, rather than continue paying WEGEN. Once fully paid, it will reduce the Meralco billings by 137,000 yearly. To date, the total paid was 800,000 plus the VAT. So the second item is actually a recommendation for consideration of the next board to invest for higher kilowatt size of solar system and to apply net metering. Because we don't do that right now. We just foot all the bill for the solar system that we're using. Okay, this is just an overview of what Brother Javi mentioned earlier, no? All the conferences and programs that we funded in 2024 Ito yung 24. And then for 2025, I think the one that's pending is the Asian Pilgrimage of Hope in Malaysia. Okay, that ends my presentation. So if you have questions or if you want to see the details of these summary reports, the LICO office is open every day from 8 to 5, and we can run you through the details. But for the years 22, 23, 24, the audited financial statements are available and filed with the SEC. For 2025, you can come anytime if you want to see more details. That's all. Thank you.